You're right, Gangrene UK. We're here with Otis and Kane for episode 25, and we are going to talk about London 21, the Jets at the Falcons. We were all there, guys. How are you feeling? And once again, the enthusiasm kills me.
It was okay. It was tough. It was a really, really tough game. We give ourselves far too much to do. Going 17 zip down to the Falcons just wasn't acceptable. It wasn't the way that we needed to play the game. It wasn't the way that Zach needed the game to go. It was a tough game. Made all tougher by the start.
What about you, Ken? How are you feeling a few days on?
I was sure we was going to win it, to be honest. I was surprised that we lost. And the contrast from the week before to that is just completely different. The only positive I could probably say is Michael Carter getting a couple of touchdowns, was it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, he got one, and Ty Johnson got one.
Oh, did it? And then we only lost by a touchdown, but we just let them do what they want in the first half, and then we just about almost come back in the second half, but we just make it hard for ourselves all the time.
Yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell by my voice, I am still feeling it.
Yeah.
I feel the same. We could have done a lot better. We should have done a lot better. My main thing, when I've looked back at it, we had pretty much rookie safeties and rookie linebackers all game.
Yeah.
So if I was the Falcons, I would be playing them middle routes that they did. Kyle Pitts had a day, not because of how good he is. He is very good. But because we had safeties who couldn't read it properly.
Yeah, and it was obvious in the game as well that we couldn't stop the run game. We couldn't stop Cordell Patterson or Mike Davis. And Mosley on every play action play, when you watch it back, is running the linebackers up to the line. And it's just leaving the sort of 10 to 15 yard line from the line of scrummage completely wide open. The safeties have to respect the deep routes. That's the whole idea of the defense we play. So all of a sudden the linebackers push up because they have to, because the line isn't managing to stop Patterson, and it's just leaving huge holes. That was the other big thing that sort of really gave Kyle Pitts a really good game, is a lot of the catches he was catching for the regular gains and the first downs were just simple over the middle slants. And it's also what caused a lot of problems with the speedy wide receivers as well. A lot of the corners that got beat across the middle. They were having to trail them all the way across the field.
Yeah.
Typical. The first game that Kyle Pitts does good is against us as well.
It always happens to the Jets. The first game Baker Mayfield had was against the Jets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when we say Patterson had a good game, right, he only had 114 yards, 60 through the air and 54 on the ground. And he didn't score.
Yeah.
It was the consistency.
He lengthened them. Yeah. He just lengthened their plays and their drives.
Yeah. The amount of times they give it him on 3rd and 4 and he barrel 4 for 5 yards and you go, oh, that's another set of downs. And it's not necessarily, is it all about the distance they're covering? It's about the success that they're doing it with. You know, it doesn't matter if it's only 10 plays at 4 yards a carry. If you can guarantee that you'll get 4 yards a carry every time, the defense has to respect that sort of running mentality. So, and it makes play action so much more powerful.
Yeah. While we're talking about defense, who stood out, who didn't stand out, who concerns you, who doesn't?
I was concerned by the lack of pressure on Matt Stafford, on Matt Ryan. I thought the whole D line was poor. I don't think Quinnen played particularly well. I don't think John Franklin Myers was particularly special. So, but just the whole group in general, I didn't think was particularly special. The one that had the good game for me and that I was pleased with was CJ Mosley. And also I thought Michael Carter and Bryce Hall had decent games as well. I think the two corners starting did well. And I think Mosley, again, did well.
So have you seen the snap counts for the weekend?
I've seen some of them. I haven't studied them.
Quinn Williams, 48% of defensive snaps, that's all he played.
Yeah.
He was not on the field hardly. I mean, we had a lot of defensive snaps.
Yeah.
But he still wasn't on. And Rankins wasn't much higher. So all of a sudden then you start going, well, our number one tackle isn't on the field.
But you know why that is, don't you? They couldn't stop the run, so they put the run stoppers in.
Yeah.
Rankins and Sheldon are both all about going after the passer. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
So when you can't stop the run, you have to put in Nathan Shepherd because he's a better run stopper than Quinnen, and you have to put in Foley Fatukasi because he's a better run stopper than Rankins. So all of a sudden, that pass rush that's supposed to be there is gone because you can't stop Cordell Patterson running the ball.
Yeah. My thing with Nathan Shepherd is over 5 games, he's got more yards than Michael Carter, but in penalties.
Yeah. He's had a couple of rough ones, though, in fairness to him.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think they're all on him. I agree he's a little bit ill-disciplined. But at the same time, to be getting the pressure that he gets as a rotational lineman, I think is invaluable. You know, when Shepherd comes in, he's going to get pressure, which is huge. It's the discipline that needs to come with it. And I think you can teach that. I think it's just an over-eagerness to make plays. And some of it, you saw it with Quincy Williams at linebacker on Sunday against the Falcons. The pass interference call where he landed on top of him. Yeah. That's not pass interference. The roughing the passer call where he landed on top of him. That's not really roughing the passer. That's just you didn't put your body left or right of him. Otherwise, it would have been absolutely fine. Carry on. And Shepherd's had a couple of those as well. So I agree completely. It's too many penalties, but he does produce well for a backup DT.
Yeah. Well, we had 7 on Sunday.
Yeah.
What about you on defense, Ken?
Yeah, the corners, Michael Carter and Bryce Hall. I thought Quincy was about everywhere. It was on like all around the field kind of thing.
8 total tackles, 3 assisted tackles, 2 forced fumbles for Quincy.
So
like,
can't complain at that at all.
No, the only one bad play had was the penalty, wasn't
it? Yeah. The D-line, didn't do nothing compared to last week and got all those sacks. And then you come into this week and can't do nothing. It's just crazy.
Yeah. It shows as well, doesn't it, why, we all talk about the run game and Michael Carter being important and Ty Johnson being important and that helping Zach so much. It showed exactly why that's so true on Sunday. Matt Ryan's in a mobile quarterback. Matt Ryan isn't going to run away from a major pass rush. But if you've got a respectable run game, that pass rush is neutralized so much. And it was evident so much on Sunday. If we could get that kind of production that they got out of Cordell Patterson and Mike Davis, out of Carter and Ty Johnson, Zach's life would instantly become 2 or 3 times easier.
The playbook's just wide open, and you can do what you want.
Yeah.
How do you feel the play calling went? Be honest.
Go on.
I feel like second half of the game they adjusted well. I feel like they made good changes. The aggression that come out on offense in the second half was strong again and good, and I think they changed and attacked the Falcons in the right way. It was nice to see Denzel Mims involved a little bit more in his number called. It was obvious they targeted him a couple of times. Also, Elijah Moore, I think, was more involved than he had been for the first few weeks. I was more upset with the defensive play calling than I was with the offensive play calling. I didn't think the defense was called particularly well. They didn't seem to have the aggression, particularly early in the game, that I expected. I accept once they've been on the field for a while, they're going to get tired. They're big guys. You can't be on the field all the time. But the first 2 drives, they're fresh. They should be flying around the field. They should be full of aggression. And I think the play calling was a little bit safe. Okay, we did only give up, I think, a field goal on the one drive that they scored at the first 2, but we give up a touchdown on the other. So it was a big ask. I think that put the offense in a bind. Then they were behind going into halftime, and they ended up throwing everything at it in the second half.
Yeah, well, they didn't score in the third.
Yeah,
we held them pretty well.
Yeah. What annoys me with the offensive play calling Like one drive, Zach just quickly, like quick hurry up offense, straight down the field. And I think he got a touchdown or he got a field goal. And I think he did that twice with just hurry up offense. But then the rest of the game, they don't do it. And we do nothing.
It's very difficult to play hurry up offense continually. Very,
Yeah,
very difficult.
Obviously, but like,
I
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you're bang on as well with what you're saying. Zach has been more productive for the Jets in 4-minute and 2-minute situations when they are going no huddle or hurry up at least.
Yeah.
The reason why it works so well is that the defense can't get set, and it gives him more chance to get mismatches and cause a bit of confusion. The issue comes that to do that all game, your offensive linemen are going to be on their ass and you're not going to have wide receivers to throw to. I think what they should definitely do is maybe try doing it drive 1 and 2 of a game.
Yeah.
I think to get him confident quickly, come out and go, right, these are your 10 plays. We always script 10 to 15 plays. These are how we're going to start. And we're going to run them in hurry up offense. So that he runs onto that field with some confidence and he can go, yeah, I'm just going to rip things to pieces.
Even once a quarter, like that ain't going to kill him off, but like it makes it more hopeful.
Yep.
Get his confidence going.
Yep.
See, the thing for me, I felt it was a very lackluster aggression. There was times when we should have went for it. We should have done something, and we didn't. Like, we had 2 4th and 2s, and we punted. We've got a running back who's getting an average of 4 yards a run.
Yeah.
Like, did nobody learn anything from the Seahawks? If you've got a running back that can get 2 yards and you need 1 yard, use your freaking running back.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well with that is that I appreciate they're trying to protect Zach and not put bad plays on him. But at some point as well, you've got to sort of show him that you've got confidence in him. I'd love to see him in one of those 4th and 2 situations, run a play action dive and just go, right, Zach, you know you're athletic enough to beat the one linebacker. We're going to pretend like we're giving this to Ty Johnson straight to the center. Wheel left or right, whichever side of the field is designed to go to, and run your little socks off to get to the corner. Because I think he'd enjoy that as well. It seems like he likes to run. The plays he's run on for us have been quite successful. I'd like to see him slide a little bit more readily.
I was going to say that.
But I don't mind him being out and about and moving. And when he is playing at his best, he does move very, very well. He just needs to learn to protect himself a little bit.
And he throws his best plays when he's out of the pocket as well. So,
well, what we've seen so far,
it causes the confusion, doesn't it? Again, it's that confusion element, isn't it? Like, corners can't track wide receivers for that long. I think there is a statistic somewhere, but I'd struggle to find it off the top of my head. I think it's something like a receiver can be covered for about 4 seconds, and anything after that, if you're still able to throw the ball, they're open, because there's just no possible sort of scenario where a corner can cover for that long. Normally, it means they've had to run either entirely across the field, or they start coming back to the quarterback, or the quarterback starts telling them to go other places. And because the quarterback and the wide receiver know, the corner's adjusting and automatically is behind.
I'd love to see him run some option as well. We know he can run.
Yeah. Option scares me just because I don't want to see him get hit, but I understand completely why you say it. The Carson Wentz situation just freaks me the hell out. It's just like, nope, don't need that. But it is a difficult.
Look how good he is passing when he's outside the pocket. Yeah. If they think that it's going to be a pass, then
I'd like him to do the stuff that Matt LaFleur does with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
The move in the pocket. That really is something that we should do that I don't think we do enough, where they roll Aaron out, but they move the entire line that way. So it's technically a bootleg, but it doesn't look like it because the whole line goes to the right as Aaron does, and it's sort of the whole lot shimmies across the field. It's very clever, and does what you said, Kane, which causes a bit of confusion and gives him chance to do his throw on the move thing or whatever he decides he wants to do.
Yeah, it gives that strong side edge rusher a lot more room to run.
Yeah.
But he's got to go so much further. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that style of play. I'm just struggling at the minute. Like, a lot of people are on LaFleur saying he's not right. I mean, he's brand new to it. And I know I've said it before. We cannot overlook the fact that all our passing plays were written by Greg Knapp.
Yeah.
Who never got to train them out.
There are certain things that concern me a little bit with LaFleur. I think occasionally he doesn't quite get the aggression right, particularly early in games. I think he is a bit conservative. But then it's hard to say if that's because he's got Zach or if it's because that's his style.
Yeah.
He could be doing that to try and help Zach. And then you go, okay, fair enough. I get it. You're trying to protect the kid. If he was doing that with Aaron Rodgers, you might be sat there going, hang on a minute, we know this guy's legit. Let the guy throw the ball. But if every week in practice they're saying to Zach, right, we're going to start this out slowly, let you build your confidence, let you get used to it. You're never going to have seen this defense before, which is true every week.
Mhm.
Perhaps he is doing it to protect Zach, and perhaps Salah is more than happy with it. Perhaps Salah is saying, yeah, keep doing it. We'll play good defense first half. We'll make sure that we're not down by more than 10 points. You let Zach go wild second half, and we'll make sure that it's an opportunity for you to win it. You just don't know what they're saying to each other, do you?
Yeah. Could be saying have a good first rookie season, and then when we build up with all our free agency and draft picks next year, then we're going to win everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I think we lost this game early. The second half.
Yeah.
Even I'm looking at it now with the scoring drives. If we went into that fourth quarter on 18 instead of 17, we win that game.
Hmm.
The for sure, you're bang on right as well, mate. What lost us the game was being down 17 points before we'd scored.
Yeah.
The defense just give up points too quickly.
The missed extra point as well.
Yeah.
Because on that last 3-4 minute drive, we score there, we take the lead.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you get that lease of life. That defense would not have been beaten if we had the lead.
Yeah.
I truly believe that.
The defense was more concerning the offense, I think, actually, on Sunday. As much as the offense definitely struggled first half, and Zach didn't have his best game by any means, I actually think that for me, the offense was the biggest issue. It's easy as well for the Falcons to play defense when you've got a lead. That's the best time to go after a rookie quarterback. Oh, we've got a 17-point lead. Let's throw everyone at him. Why not? What's the risk? Okay, they might score 1 or 2, but they're not going to come all the way back into it. We got close for sure, but I don't think, if you ask the Falcons coaches were they ever worried, I think they'd probably say no, not really. As much as the Jets tried, I don't think there was any ever danger that we were going to actually make it.
I was happy that Zach only got sacked once in the whole game.
Yeah,
quite
a bit of pressure, I thought, but not many sacks.
Yeah.
There's a few times he had to move off his feet, didn't they, and get out of the pocket and things.
Yeah.
The left-hand side of the line played well again. I thought Fant's playing really well. I really, really impressed with what Fant's offered. AVT now is looking like what we thought we drafted, which is fantastic. It's still that right-hand side, I think, that's particularly the right guard spot. I'm not completely sold on Moses as a tackle just yet. I think he's a bit big and a bit immobile for the NFL in today's modern sort of moving, let's hit the person in front of us and let's get on to the next person. However, I think that's partly probably to do with the guard as well. I feel like you need a duo, not just one guy. I think if Moses had a good guy next to him, you'd probably see a better Moses.
I think we need centre.
Iowa, it's coming. I've just done a little quick look through, and every time the Jets passed the Falcons' 40-yard line, we scored.
Yeah,
it was just in the first quarter. We never went more than 10 yards.
Yeah,
I think that had the first quarter for 9 minutes. They had the ball.
They held the ball really well for clock management to start with, particularly in the first half. They were particularly good at it. And that was where they run Cordell Patterson and Mike Davis quite a bit as well. They got the run game established early and just got clocked and they started.
Yeah. Second quarter, they had one play.
Yeah.
But like you said, by that point, it was 17. We had nothing. Then our players were field goal. Then we got touchdown. Then we punted. Touchdown, field goal.
Yeah.
Which
once they got going, once they got field position and they started to play some nice ball.
now,
Just that lead. You can't do that in the NFL. It doesn't matter who you've got. You know, the only player that we've seen to be able to come back from leads like that regularly is Patrick Mahomes, and he's got arguably the best team in football when he's been doing it. And the other one is Brady, and again, arguably the best team in football. So you can't expect to keep giving out 17-point leads. It just doesn't. The NFL doesn't work like that. You don't turn the ball over once and give away a 17-point lead and win that game. You can pretty much bet your house you're not going to win that game.
It was really interesting listening to Salah this week, where he went, people might think they've got this defense sussed following what Atlanta did. He went, but I don't care which quarterback you've got. You cannot throw passes like that and expect our guys not to clock on. He went, somebody tries that against us this year. He went, we're going to pick them clean. And when I've watched it back, I was like, there was a few where if we'd have had half a yard,
we'd have been there.
Pick.
Yeah.
It would have been like Oprah giving out picks. You have a pick. You have a pick. You have a pick. It'd have been amazing.
The only play I thought was a really bad defensive call, and it was, in my opinion, really bad, was on the out touchdown to Pitts when the defensive end is covering Pitts.
Yeah.
I don't know how on earth he ended up drawing that up, that Kyle Pitts is in the flat against a defensive end, but that's just not a place you want to be at. A 6'5" defensive end against Kyle Pitts is just not fair. That's not even close to fair.
Yeah. Not even a little bit. I think, like we've already mentioned, penalties were awful. For turnovers, we were unlucky.
Yeah.
We weren't converting thirds. And you know what I already mentioned, it wound me up. We didn't go for any fourths.
Yeah.
We're 17 down, take a freaking chance.
Yeah.
All in all, I'm not massively disappointed in the game.
No, the team's moving in the right direction. It's a young team. It's a learning team.
Well,
I think it's pointless getting down.
We said at the beginning of this year, if we're in every game and we're down by a score or more,
we're happy.
One score or less, sorry. We're happy. Okay. Like, if we score on that last play and take 2 points, we won that.
Yeah.
We are one score away from winning that game.
Yeah. I think any time you've got a young team with a rookie quarterback, if you're at least competitive, I think you can be pretty happy. The yardage, I think, would be my only sort of sad thing from Zach. Not to sort of see him over 200 yards again is a bit, that's annoying. But, you know, he's going to have up and down weeks and he'll keep going, won't he? So.
No, absolutely. So, heading into bye week, how are you feeling? You happy? Obviously, Davis is back in the building. Yep. He's not back training yet, but he's in the building. I think that's a massive addition.
Agreed.
But that will then free Mosley up to move out of middle.
Mm-hmm.
Put Davis in middle, because the way our defense is working at the minute, it's 2 linebackers, Middle and Mosley. But when we don't have Davis, it's Mosley and rookies everywhere.
Yeah.
I wonder if they might move Sherwood or Ham if he comes back. I can't remember if he's still in or not.
He's still on IR.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they are predicting that Sherwood will lose snaps and just go specials for the rest of the year.
It's hard to see who's going to lose snaps. I think there'll be a fair bit of rotation as well. Yeah. Davis isn't the best against the pass either. He'll be a brilliant run-stopping linebacker, and that's against the Falcons. If we'd have had Davis, that easily could have been a different game just because of the run-stopping potential. But snaps just because of the fact they're so much younger, faster, and more mobile.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Quincy.
Yeah.
Because he's been
I think
good.
Quincy, CJ, and
Davis.
Davis will play. Yeah.
But a lot of the time, we're lining up 2 linebackers and then Carter in at nickel as the extra.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
If you have Mosley available, though, Mosley can run at nickel if he needs to.
Yeah.
You don't need someone like Carter at nickel then, because you've got Mosley that can run with a tight end or a running back. So
No, absolutely.
Got your coverage.
But it's just an interesting one.
Oh, for sure.
The last 3 weeks, we've been thin at linebacker. Now we're like, oh, we've got him, we got him, we got him. And we're like, all of them on their best day could make a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they're all good linebackers. It's going to be. I think the bye week's come at a good time for us. We've seen some positives from Zach. We've seen some positives from the offensive line. We've seen some positives from the defense. I think it's a good week to have a break. Okay, it's early in the season, but it gets us a few players back healthy again. Yeah, it gets a few people back healthy again. I think it's not a bad time for us, and I also think that it will give them chance to evaluate 4 losses and 1 win. They can have a look at some tape. They can have a look at what they did well in the loss, what they did well in the losses, what they did well in the win, what they didn't do so well in both. I think it'll be an interesting one. I want to see an improvement on the offensive game plan half 1 in the first week back after the bye. I want to see that,
especially first week back is Foxborough.
Yeah, I want to see that LaFleur's done his homework and gone, right, this has worked. Zach liked this. Zach didn't like that. Let's take that out. Let's put more of that in, and let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
So, to do something.
Kane, do you think we'll sign anybody in the bye week?
I don't know who's available, to be honest. I haven't looked.
No, I don't know off the top of my head either. Just a lot of rumblings that. So Salah said there will be some people that they're watching over the next week.
Me, tight end.
Yeah, well, he hasn't ruled that out. Apparently, Tyler Croft is on for his worst season since he was in high school.
It's I think they're doing their due diligence all the time, aren't they? I think that's the one thing that you can say about Joe Douglas is that he's always got his eye on the market. So if someone does come available, I think he'll act fast.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited to see where it goes. Obviously, it was a good weekend. The game result wasn't great, but it was good to see the Jets in London.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think it was a thoroughly good weekend for everyone that was involved, whether it was our group, other groups that we were meeting with and liaising with during London. I think everyone had a great time. As you say, the result wasn't what we wanted, but as a group and as a group of people that are very passionate about the team, I think it was a fantastic weekend.
It was.
So, thanks for joining us, guys. We will speak to you again soon. We will do a London follow-up later this week, and we'll speak to you soon.